Hey there, sweet friends. This is Gina. Welcome to the Rebookery channel. I am so excited today because I'm going to share a collection that I have been working on for quite a while now, for several months, and I just never had the time to get them together, and there were some finishing touches, and actually I'm really glad I held off on it because I'm adding something a little special to it, and it's just going to be perfect. Okay, so here's the deal. October is my favorite month. It's my birthday month. And it's just an awesome month. Like right now outside, there's a big storm brewing and yeah, it's football Sunday. It's good stuff. So I'm thinking favorites. And this is the time of year when, especially if we live in the States, we get to spend a lot of time hunkered in and, you know, journaling and stuff. And so I was thinking about putting together a My Favorites kit. And so in this kit, I'm going to offer 3 of my most favorite books. Without a doubt, if I had no other things to journal with, these would be my go-to. I could find endless supplies of inspiration and ephemera and images and words in these 3 books. So no big surprise when you see what these books are. But the first book that I'll have in this collection will be a childcraft book. And we've talked about childcraft books before. You know, I love them. I love all the different eras of them. This one is a poetry one. This one is, world and space. I really like that. Anything that has to do with science or the world, I love it. And they smell like childcraft books too. Okay, so in the kit, there will be 1 childcraft book. And with the childcraft books, I actually have a couple different eras, a couple different publication dates. So I've got some of these more colorful ones, and then I've got these that are the older ones. So let me just flip through and show you. I think these are around 1980. So these are going to be more of that, oh my gosh, look at that. These are going to be more of that groovy, did you see that? There were some kids. There we go. Look at those pants. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, look at that jacket. Okay, this is too awesome. Okay, so I better get going before I decide I want to keep all of these. All right, so anyway, there's going to be some that are more of these late 1970s, early 1980s. So I'll have some of those. And they've been, you know, they've been used, they've been loved. So you're going to see some stains and stuff. There shouldn't be any, I'll go through and make sure there's no ripped pages or anything, but these are definitely not in perfect condition. I would say if you know, these are probably in good condition. Definitely would be ones that you would want to use for cutting and journal ephemera and, you know, using the pictures and the text and even the book covers if you wanted to do some sort of journaling or crafting. So there will be 1 childcraft in each of these kits. Golden books. Now I know I talked to you guys about golden books this summer, and I did not forget that I told you I would do a thing on golden books and how I collect them and all that good stuff. But the problem is that after I got to thinking about how I would film this video, I'll be honest, guys, I have so many golden books that it would be impossible for me to try to film a video because the lighting wouldn't be right. I'd have to take you upstairs. I'd have to take you to a different room. And oh my gosh, like, yeah, there's so many things. But I will show you a couple of quick things about golden books. Okay, so when I first started collecting little golden books, it was back, oh my gosh, 1990s. I had always had my own little golden books from when I was a little kid, and I also took my brother's because in my mind he couldn't take care of his golden books, so I would just take them over. Anyway, so I started collecting little golden books in the 1990s when my daughter was born. They actually were reissuing the original 12, I believe. And so it was like a collector's edition. And so she got that for her first birthday. And that was like in 1992. And so then from there, we would just read the books. But she really loved them, and I really loved them. And then it reminded me of when I was a kid. So after that, I just started collecting them. So when I really got into collecting them, I got this book, Collecting Little Golden Books by Steve Santee. And this was my golden book Bible. What I would do was I would keep track of all the golden books. Look at it, like the pages are falling apart. All the golden books that I had and what editions they were. And I would write down new titles. This is an old book, so this is like early 2000s was when this book was published. So it's about 18 years old, but oh my gosh, and I learned so much stuff about little golden books, and then the teeny tiny golden books, like the little golden books. They're like this big. Let me show you one. Here's a little golden book right here. And so I would collect these, but they're always usually in pretty bad shape. And then the smaller golden books, and then just, oh gosh, the really old ones. Yeah, Dr. Dan, the Bandage Man, that was one of my daughter's favorites when she was a little baby, like 2 years old, 2 years old. She loved this book, and we would read it to her all the time. And when she could talk, she actually called it Dr. Mensa Mensa Mensa. I don't even know where that came from. And so we just always call Dr. Dan, the Bandage Man, is Dr. Mensa Mensa Mensa. It's been a while since I've looked through here. So this is where I would keep track of all my golden books. But then as I got into scrapbooking and stuff, I started to realize that my golden books were just kind of sitting there. I'm not much of a collect. I mean, I love to collect, but I hate it when things just kind of sit there and they don't do anything. So that's when I started doing like the scrapbooking and journaling and stuff. And I really started to look at my golden books. Well, I had none that were in perfect condition, but I didn't really have any that were worth any money. And they're only worth money if someone is willing to pay that for them, if you know what I mean, like when you're a collector. So I was like, I gotta find something to do with these books. And so that's when I started using them in journaling and scrapbooking. And this would probably be around, I don't know, 2008. So for the last 10 years. So what I did was I really went through and I looked at my golden books and I said, okay, what were ones that I absolutely loved, or that were ones that were special to me or my children? And I pulled those out and I put them to the side. And those have no monetary value. They're just ones that I want to keep and treasure, and just every time I see them, it just brings back a lot of memories. Then I pulled out ones that could be worth money if they were taken care of and if the right person wanted to hold on to them. So one of the ways you can tell how old a golden book is by looking at the back cover. So like I can flip this one over and I automatically know that this is like in 1960s, 1970s, 1980s. Okay, so then we got the yellows. These are more like your 1990s. There's also some pink backs, and those are around 1990s also. Another yellow, green. These are the ones I grew up with, the one that had the green backs. Other backs, some of them look like this. I have some, let me see what else I have. There's some really old ones, you can tell by the back. These are also bigger little golden books, meaning that they have more pages. So these were some of the original little golden books. The numbers that are up in the corner, so used to be they would have numbers up there, and then it would have the price up there, and then you know, then it moved on into barcodes and things like that, where barcodes would be on the back, or I've even seen some where barcodes are on the front cover or inside front cover. Okay, so anyway, there's a whole process of telling how old your golden book is. But if your golden book is old, which these are, one way you can tell how rare it is by seeing what edition it is. So this is, if you look in the back, in the spine, this is a C, which means it's the third printing of this particular book. So if you have an old one, if you turn to the back and you look in the spine, so like this one is an A, this was the first printing, and obviously first printings are going to be the more collectible ones. We'll look at this one that's in pretty rough shape. This one is an A. And sometimes you have to kind of open the spine up a little bit. This is an A, so this is a first printing. So I took all of my ones that, you know, were first printings and stuff, and that people might want because they're rare, and I pushed those to the side. So those are I don't use those for my crafting because they could be special to someone. So then that left me with all of my just regular old golden books that have been read. They might have some stains on them. They have people's names on them, which, by the way, if somebody writes their name on them, you've lost some of the value in your golden book. And so the way you can tell how old these are, by looking at the cover. Green means 70s. And when you look, it'll tell you what printing it is, and it actually will give you the year. Then they moved on to, let's see if I can find one. They move on, oh, here's a barcode. So this is going to be around the 80s, 90s. They started with barcodes. They moved into, let's see, this one's 1981. Looking for ones that have Roman numerals. Of course, I can't find one now. Oh, there we go. There's some Roman numerals. So then as they got like more into the 80s and 90s, they started using Roman numerals. And I will tell you, I got really good at reading Roman numerals from collecting little golden books, because that's how I would tell what year it was published in. And I really don't collect anymore. I take ones that are, you know, slightly used or heavily used, ones that are destined for the trash, ones that people don't necessarily want to collect. They just read and it has a history. And those are the ones I want to rescue, because those are the ones that will end up in the trash. And literally, I have had people tell me, oh, these were mine when I was a little kid and my mom was just going to throw them away. And so those are the ones that I like to use because I like to rescue them from the trash. And so that was my whole thinking of using them with journaling and scrapbooking and stuff like that. Okay, so I know I'm just like rambling on here. So where I'm headed with this is I'm going to put in this favorites journal, junk journal goodies pack, I'm going to put a golden book, and it'll probably be one from 80s or 70s. Because that's what this whole pile is right here, 80s and 70s. Because we're talking favorites, I gotta have some sort of sewing in there. So these are some little magazines that were popular back in, I think I've got some as early as the 50s, and then there's some in the 60s, and then here's some 70s. I have seen ones in the 80s and 90s, but I don't have a lot of those. So the ones I have right now that are going to go in this collection are like 70s, and they're worn. You can see, like, this has the lady's address on it. There's a little hole in the cover. But I love these because, oh my gosh, there's like everything in this magazine. There's ads, there are images, there's recipes, there are articles, there are like sewing and needlework type of instructions. There's even some patterns sometimes in them. And so if I was wanting just a magazine to use for journaling, this would be a go-to magazine. And it's so small, like you could just throw this in your journal and take it with you, and then you could just tear out whatever you wanted to use in your journaling. So a work basket magazine. So in the journal pack, there will be a childcraft book, there will be a golden book, and there will be a work basket. But because this is my favorites, I want to throw in something else. I just got through doing the strawberry shortcake journals, and I was only able to do 2 this time, but I do plan on doing more. But I loved it, and it just reminded me of how much fun strawberry shortcake and the things back in the 80s and stuff that I like to play with, how much fun that is. And you guys, your comments and stuff on Instagram and everything were phenomenal, and so I know you love them too. So I have one more thing I'm going to throw in this journal pack. So the 4th thing that I'm going to put in this journal pack is an envelope of some of my favorite childhood things. And so, of course, it's going to be a security envelope because they're one of my favorites too. And I did some stamping on it with some strawberries. I put in some strawberry shortcake stationery that I have. I have made some strawberry shortcake type of tags. So this is just some vintage tags that I have, and then I have some images left over. All this stuff is left over from my journals that I made. So I had some images left over from some of the books and calendars that I used, and so I just stitched that along there. I have another one. This is a smaller card, and I did some stamping, and then again I just took some scraps that were left over from those journals and I put them in. I have some name badge stickers that I did some stamping on. So this one's got like strawberries on it. Whoops, let me see, get it in frame here. This one's got strawberries on it. I just have some random playing cards that I thought the colors worked really, really well. And then the final thing that's going to go in my favorite envelope is I'm going to put some scraps of fabric that were from this time period. Who knows? I may throw something else in here. We'll have to see what else I come up with. But anyway, so this is the deal. In this pack, I'm going to have my favorites envelope from my childhood. There will be a golden book. There will be a child craft book. And there will be a work basket book. So all of this will come in a kit or an envelope, and I think I can fit them all. It's going to be snug, but I think I can get them all in a padded envelope. And it is going to be a set price of $15. And I am so excited because, guys, I have a ton of these. I've been putting these kits together for the last 2 weeks, and I've actually got a friend and she's helping me, and so there's going to be a lot. And each one will be a different grouping. So I'm just going to put the listing in as one listing for the whole kit, and then I'll just choose a book, a work basket, and a child craft book for you. And then the envelope will have the same things, maybe just different little designs and stuff on the tag. $15 for a journal kit, my favorites journal kit for this October. Let's go Wednesday, October 17th at, I'll list these at 8 a.m. and it'll just be one listing, and you will just choose the quantity that you want, and they will be $15 each, and I'll get them in a padded envelope, and I will get them shipped out to you hopefully by the end of the week. There's going to be a lot of them, so I'm going to work as hard as I can to get them shipped and out to you guys as soon as you get it purchased. So anyway, there we go. This is a journal kit that I've set aside for you guys, and I can't wait to see how it goes over. I hope you guys are healthy. I hope you guys are happy, and I hope you have a very creative day. Watch for a video next weekend for some Christmas journal goodies coming up, and they are like, I can't even stand myself. I'm so excited about them. There's so much good stuff going on right now, guys. All right, love you. Talk to you later. Bye.